Something interesting about muscles is that they're the drivers of movement, but we don't have to think very much to tell them what to do. So when you high five a friend or break out into song and dance or scratch your nose, you don't have to think very much about, okay, first I've got to contract my biceps muscle, but not too much. And then I've got to relax this other muscle to pivot my arm 35 degrees. Sort of like when you learn to play an instrument for the first time. At first, you have to consciously instruct each finger to strike the exact piano key you intend to hit, but with some practice, experienced piano players play from muscle memory. In all fairness, credit is truly owed to the nervous system for what we call muscle memory. What would muscles be without neurons telling them what to do, after all? The relationship with the nervous system defines two camps of muscle types, the voluntary variety and the involuntary variety. Voluntary muscles are the ones that typically first come to mind, the kind that we have conscious control over. Try to clench your jaw as hard as you can. Now try to clench your calf muscles. Now try to consciously dilate your pupils. So you can probably figure out which muscles are under voluntary control, such as the muscles of the jaw or the legs. These muscles help us move and express emotion, and they're controlled by the somatic branch of the peripheral nervous system. Now, involuntary muscles, such as those of the iris in your eye or the GI tract, are those that we do not have conscious control over. They do their own thing and listen to no one, well, except for the autonomic nervous system. The sympathetic, fight or flight, and parasympathetic, rest and digest nervous systems work in concert to regulate the activity of involuntary muscles. Classic examples are the muscles of the digestive tract that move food through our GI system, which are stimulated by parasympathetic activity. Other examples of involuntary muscles include the muscles lining the blood vessels and the muscles of the heart, which respond to both parasympathetic and sympathetic activation. So let's start with a big picture overview. A muscle like the hamstring muscle is an entire organ made of thousands or millions of muscle cells. On a smaller scale, a bundle of muscle cells encased in specialized connective tissue is called a fascicle. Now let's dive a little deeper and shift our focus to the cellular level. Muscle cells are also called myocytes, or muscle fibers. So if you hear any of these terms, we're really just talking about individual muscle cells. If you think that nomenclature is redundant and frustrating, just wait until you see all the fun muscle biologists have in store for you. Myocytes contain rod-like myofibrils, which themselves contain myofilaments of myosin and actin, organized into repeating units called sarcomeres. Basically, muscle cells have all of the normal stuff that normal cells do. Mitochondria, lysosomes, you name it. But one of their most striking features are these bands of fibers called myofilaments. These myofilaments are alternating polymers of thick filaments, which are composed of the protein myosin, and thin filaments, which are composed of the protein actin. These two proteins, actin and myosin, coordinate to drive muscle contraction,